The Turning Point. Pondering that letter and how to answer it, Al was struck with the compelling fact that his wife, whom he had led to the Lord, had the very assurance of salvation that he was seeking. From the very first, when he had been intrigued by Calvinism's intellectual appeal, she had tried to avoid discussing the subject whenever he brought it up. All she would say was that she was resting in Christ's love and promise that the gospel couldn't be as complicated as having to change the obvious meaning of words into something else, to make God less loving than what the Bible said he was. What the Bible said. Those words suddenly took on a new meaning and became his deliverance. Getting back to the Bible was the turning point. Al stopped listening to and reading Calvinist and non-Calvinist experts and began to seriously study the Bible itself. It felt as if a burden had rolled off his shoulders just to be able to take the words of Scripture for what they said, rather than having to change them to fit Calvinism. Among the last issues he wrestled with was Christ's statement, "Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you." John chapter 15, verse 16. In pondering those words, Al realized he was complicating something that was rather simple. Christ was saying nothing more than any employer could say to each employee, that the employer's choosing was decisive. The employee could not force the employer to hire him, but neither could the employer force someone to work for him. Though the employer was completely in charge, the employee had to consent to being hired. Likewise, we can't force Christ to choose us. He is under no obligation to us. Salvation is alone by his grace and mercy and love. But our faith is essential. Salvation is only for those who believe in and receive Christ. Al took up his remaining doubts with his pastor. They had some long discussions, and in spite of the pastor's efforts to keep him in the fold, Al's faith in Calvinism had been too badly eroded, while his confidence in the simple gospel was slowly being restored. Finally, only one problem remained which he had to wrestle with on his knees. There was no question that the Bible stated quite clearly that God blinded people's eyes to the gospel. How could that be reconciled with the infinite love that Al now believed God had for all without discrimination?